Hi there. Okay, so from now on, all my videos, whatever you call them, will have demos as a title screen to introduce the subject, whether it's Amiga, Mac, Windows, Linux, whatever, Nintendo, whatever. So this is a project that started in 1992, July 1992. See you, Amiga. Okay, the reason it's taken so long is because I was raised in a cult and I couldn't read any instructions. Couldn't read anything non-fiction. As weird as it sounds, it's true. So I couldn't follow the simple tutorial in here. Just through years and years and years and years of counseling, I've been able to break through all of that garbage, and I'm now able to read these magazines. Honestly, I couldn't read anything to do with Octamed or PageMaker, WordWorth, whatever. WordWorth's another story altogether. It was used to create hate, to preach to the world that the Antichrist was coming, so get saved, blah blah blah. So I'm out of all that now. No longer has any power over me, any mental abuse over me. So that's why it's taken 1992, 2002, 2012, almost 40 years to finish this project. Which is why I've called my gaming channel the World Record Slow Runs, because I bought tons and tons of games, still got them, and I've never gotten past level 1 in most of them, so I'm going to knock them out this year, and it's a world record slow run because it's taken 40 odd years to beat not just Cannon Fodder, we're talking about Red Alert on the PC and Diablo and all that, so all of them. Okay, so we're going to get into making a demo, and I've just added a new one since I wrote the script. So I've now got Black Legend doing Demo Maniac. That was on Amiga format issue 60 in June 1994. I just found that one today, so I've added that to the list. We've got, of course, Red Sector's Demo Maker, and that is covered in this magazine. It's a tutorial, and so going with Red Sector will be Octamed 3 Amiga Nuts disc that's on the cover disc. So we'll be creating a demo, adding the music, and I want to also learn Disc Magazine Creator. I think that's going to be part of my videos, just in the background. These are, now that I can read instructions, I found out these are very easy to use. There's nothing too difficult if you just nut away at it. So number 3 on the list is the Special Brothers Vector Designer. A year ago, couldn't follow the instructions. It's the same with Demo Maker, and now I can. I've persevered through these instructions, and I finally got the damn thing working. So as a start, I'll just make a cube, spin a cube or something silly. I'm not going to do a spaceship till I know what the hell I'm doing. Then I'm going to switch to Windows XP, and we're going to do old school Demo Maker, and we're going to find out what Ghostwriter is, and we're going to discover what Powit.net means. It's in German, yeah. And the other one, so there is TSP Vector Designer in Amiga Joker, but it's all in German, so I don't know. I'm free now. If I want to learn a bit of German, I can learn a bit of German. Okay, then we're going to follow Photon of Scopix doing the assembly language version, the actual coding version, which is in this magazine, which was daunting. Just the DC.Ws, thousands of them, just daunting. And I had a look at Vector Designer. That's got the source code on the disk, and yeah, it's all dc.w whatever. So I'll actually learn what all that means, and probably by the time I finish this, it'll be like, oh yeah, is that what that means? You know, I'm not gonna do a freaking demo like the big guns, but anyhow, just simple. This is just to introduce my videos. Yeah, that's the limit. And of course, I've just discovered making an Amiga demo in C by, I'm going to get his name wrong, Ju Wu. So I'm going to follow that. And of course, the last one, if I can find a tutorial, I suppose I can read text now, so it doesn't have to be a YouTube video. I mean, I could probably learn to do a vector in Blender, if that's possible. Look into that. You know, I couldn't follow any Blender instructions until this has all just recently happened this year, 2021, and this is a bit bad, but because of COVID, because of lockdown, I've had so much breakthrough that I've gone from being a brainwashed cult member to having my own thoughts, my own beliefs, my own decisions, my own opinions. So I can do whatever I want now. It's just total freedom. So if it exists, the last one will be made with Amos. Again, I bought this back in the day, so I've never read the manual. I'm gonna go through the manual. I mean, to everybody watching this is 2021 and it's fresh, but to me this is just the 1990s fully claimed back from everything that was stolen from me in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, a lot of money gone on cult material, blah blah blah, waste of time. Anyway, so yeah, if it exists, I think there's a tutorial in here even on making a demo. So Amos, and then every title, regardless of who's watching it, whether it's Skyrim or Oblivion or whatever it is, people will notice that there's an Amiga. They might not know what it is, but it's an Amiga demo, and maybe even using D-Paint. I want to get my head around XYZ in D-Paint. So there's a tutorial on how to spin the earth on YouTube, and I literally threw the mouse across the room because I just got so frustrated. But I will bang that one out. I will learn that one and have a globe spinning around, you know, for all those flat earthers watching this. It's in honor of you, because we didn't land on Mars. We've sent nothing to Mars, you know. Space doesn't exist, whatever. Hey, if people like, I can understand the brainwash now because I've obviously been one, and I know how similar it is to have special knowledge that the earth is flat. Was exactly how I lived my life, knowing the date at the end of the world and all that crap. So let's go to part one. This is probably going to be a 5-6 part series. Cool. Create your own demos, not to be confused with Deimos, the second moon of Mars. Animation. Want to produce an animated intro but not sure where to begin? Steve Keen talks the innovative demo maker Steve Packer about the tricks of the trade. So Steve Packer is the guy behind Amy Walks, Amy Runs, Amy Dances, blah blah blah. Here's the plan. A great deal of planning goes into my animations, he says. I just don't sit down at my monitor and graphics magically appear. Now I know how much hard work that is. Tips for better animations. Subtle changes to existing artwork can save an immense amount of time. D-Paint. Keep a selection of handy sprites handy on a spare screen. Alright. And this is the bit, the Scully. Every time the Amiga picture is drawn on a Europe system, 50 times a second, in the US it's 60 times a second, it executes the code. This code is the copper code. The copper code is very limited compared to 68,000. It consists of 3 instructions: move, wait and skip is hardly ever used. With the 68,000 assembler, the easiest way to write copy code is directly coding the machine language values for each instruction into a table of data with its dc.w command. In 68,000 it would be a nightmare remembering each instruction. The RTS instruction is $4E75, for example, but with copy code it's easy with only 3 instructions to remember. So this is what got me going back in the 90s. Blitz Basic came out on a cover disc, Amos came out on a cover disc, and I was always wanting to learn, which I'm going to do now, 40 years later, to win back my life that was stolen from me. So it's assembler. In order to code effectively, you'll need an assembler, unless you thought of painstakingly converting all your code to hexadecimal. I learned hexadecimal. I could do that in my head back in the day. The most highly thought of assembler is DevPack, now in its 3.0 incarnation, available from Highsoft. But of course we'll be using ASM1 because that's what the ScoopX uses to teach this. So I've been waiting from 1992 to ScoopX to make his tutorial so I can learn this stuff. Copper commands. There are 2 types of copper commands shown in the listing: dc.w, BPL, bitplane I'm guessing, con 0 dash or comma $1,200. This is a move instruction. It means move the value $1,200. Yes, I'll call it bucks, into the custom chip register. BPL con 0, the custom chip registers starting at $DFF000, and memory, and effectively switches the control blah blah blah. So yeah, there it is in all its glory, the demo code. And of course, I mean, so of course the August edition had the code on the disk, and even though I ran the code, I want to go back and I want to learn what this is. I tried to do programming at Polytech and I failed miserably, so it's another, this is just a way of getting back the access to my brain that was stolen from me. So I'm going to learn all this coding stuff because it's totally irrelevant in 2021, but it's not irrelevant to me. I've been trying to learn this for 40 odd bloody years. So we're going to start with the easy one. We'll finish with old school demo maker because that's the fun one, but let's do the easiest one. So let's start with the easiest one, Demo Maniac, on the cover disc of Amiga format, I think. So even though it is the easiest one, you just load in a med file. You load in a vector, you load in the music, you load in text. It's all automatic, like Disk Maker, DMC. Disk Maker something. So yeah, I really want to get to the point where I make my own Octamed 3 file that plays it and do it like they did back in the days here. And I can now, I mean, I can do it on a floppy disk. So now I can actually do it and run it from a floppy disk. My very own demo. Now that is the ultimate goal. Yeah. To create my own demo and run it the way that it happened back in the 90s. Not that it, I mean, it's still going on today, obviously. but these are so far more advanced today than they were back in the 90s. So yeah, okay, let's get to Demo Maniac.
Okie dokie, looks daunting, but it's pretty simple in the end. So once you get past all the button, who's got the button? Memory block 0. We are going to name it. We don't name it. We go load file, AF Amiga format text. Then we go block 1, load file, demo maniac.txt. And lastly, we load a vector object, vector stuff. And we're going to load sphere because that's what the tutorial says to do. Okay, then you go to script, is it? No, construction. Okay, we call that first. We go layer 0 and we go stars, and it loads in stars. For some reason the up and down arrows just don't work. I don't know why. Layer 1 is going to be dot text, and then you go actual text as Amiga format, and you can go test pattern. Wow, the most happening! Amiga Magazine brings you the power to create your own demos. I just love the star field. I might use that in the background. Right. Then you go next, and we call this second. Oh, up yours. Right, this time layer 0 is show vector 3p, and it's a sphere. And we scroll down, dot text, actual text is now demo maniac. Then you go to script and you go first, and entries add second, and that's all you do. Test pattern. I don't know what that line is. I could crop it, I suppose. This is Demo Maniac, the most powerful tool to create impressive demos. I've missed a step. Hang on. I've missed a step. You've got to go player, tracker, packer, tracker, packer. Then you go song. Madness took me.tp3. So I'm going to have to convert a med file to TP3. Okay. More difficult than I thought. Now we have music. Alright. This is Demo Maniac, the most powerful tool to create impressive demos and video presentations. This mighty tool allows you to combine graphic music and brain blasting code. Excitement is hardly the word I would choose, Mr. Bond. Are you sure it's a Bond quote? Must be. So now I'm going to figure out how to alter the text file, how to manipulate that isododecahedron thing, and muck around with it. Alright! Bye!
Insert Disc 2.